What's up, family? Welcome to the Trending Podcast with our host, Pastor Marquise, Pastor Hutch. My name is Pastor Ed here at Community Bible Church in San Antonio, Texas. And we have pulled up once more for another episode of Trending, which, by the way, I think we need to kind of put some stuff into parentheses right now.
Okay, come on.
Is because I think there's some things that we need to reveal to this amazing fellowship that we got
do it.
that's coming.
You got to do it.
And I think we could use some help because these are the people.
Yes.
We had no followers on Instagram. I think we had maybe one.
Yeah.
Maybe two. We weren't double digits.
No.
It was all of us.
It was us. And then by your loyalty, we went into the thousands. I mean, I'll take over 2,000. 3,000.
Okay.
I just got word from our director, Cam, over 3,000 because of you.
Yeah.
Which two things are about to happen.
Yep.
Actually, three. Can I make this? It's not like an announcement, but it's a little bit of a little sizzle.
Yeah.
Okay. We are in conversation of maybe a rebrand, a rename of the podcast, and we could use your help. So right now, on our social media platform, we'd love. I mean, have y'all come up with any names?
I love that. Not yet.
Having it all.
None. So let me just go ahead and lean into the camera and say we need your help.
Help us.
Help
Come
us.
on.
We need something to call this. And you go, Ed, why are you going away from trending? Well, we do want to talk about trending topics, but we want to be also able to cover a lot of other topics that always don't have to deal with just cultural issues. We're not going away from that. We just want to broaden that. Any thoughts on that?
No, it's good. It's good because it's, and I just want to say this for clarity. Sometimes we get into some of these, trending topics, and we're not necessarily the experts in a certain topic. But when it comes to Scripture, I'm not saying that we're experts in Scripture, but when it comes to pastoring and things like this, there's so many things that I think our people don't quite get the Saturday at 5 and the Sunday at 2 message. You know what I'm saying? And so what this is going to allow us to do is unpack a little bit more from the service. So I'm going to give you some more and then deal with some other things that aren't necessarily trending, but we want to deal with as pastors.
And the reality is, Pastor Ed, you have, or whoever is communicating, mostly you have 40 minutes on a Sunday. And you do a whole lot more studying. And there's a whole, just because I know you, there's a whole lot more rabbit trails. I'm like, that brother wants to go there, but he can't. And that's what this is for. I think this is that place where we can go there and spend some time. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that's announcement number one. We need a podcast name.
Come on.
Okay. Announcement number two, this show is going to go on the road for a special episode, which is our next one. So episode 14. Which we're not going to change the name. I think that's coming in September. Cam's is obviously running point on this direction.
Yeah.
That's coming in September. But episode 14, all right, before we change the name, we're going to do a live recording of this. First time ever. I'm already nervous. Announcement 3.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Announcement 3 in this is not only a name change, not only on location, but I forgot announcement 3. Can y'all think of announcement 3? What we were talking about earlier?
Announcement 3.
Announcement 3. Name change, location. Oh, I got it.
Because you threw.
I got it.
I think you threw us with the curveball 3 because I didn't
know
know 3.
I got it. That this is going to go every week.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Yes,
it's going to go every week.
Every week.
We're bundling. I mean, come on. We're AT&T. We're bundling right now. We're going to get a new name.
Yep.
We got a live recording of this, and we're going every week.
Yeah.
Coming September.
Yep.
That's what's coming down.
Yes.
That's right.
So all that to say, we need your help. Comments below. As always, subscribe to the podcast. We're going to rebrand all of this because one of the things that came to my attention yesterday, the guy just said this to me. He goes, Ed, hey, man, I listen to the podcast. When are y'all coming out with another one? And I think the gap of being a month, and let me tell you the reason why we did that is because we are full-time pastors.
Yep.
We're not podcasters. And I'm not saying that you have to be full-time to do it.
Right.
But, brother, we got a lot going on. Yes. You are the Northside campus pastor, overseeing a staff team, running a campus that's over 1,400 people. Yep. Pastor Hutch, you are the central campus pastor, running over 18,000 at this location.
Butts and seats.
I mean, it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And all that to say, we're trying to squeeze in a podcast every week coming in September, which, to be honest with you, will make them shorter more impactful, and we'll get to cover a lot more things that happen in real time.
Diving in.
But the thing that we want to discuss real time first and foremost is we just came out of Love San Antonio.
Right.
It is an initiative that we do every year. We do it once a month. We have a second Saturday serve where we serve our city, but Love San Antonio. As of right now, we know this is not the true number because so many people signed up, and then so many people did not sign up.
Showed up.
It's just showed up. But over 153 sites all across our city, serving as the hands and feet of Jesus. And then couple that with the catastrophic, tragic, traumatic reality of what took place in Kirk County and surrounding counties with a death toll that is just heartbreaking to even just fathom. But we have all, us three at this table, have been at ground zero and have served. So I want to take a moment in the podcast and talk about the significance of serving, just a theological perspective of what it means to serve, why we need to serve, coupled with this idea if we're too big to serve, we're too small to lead.
That's right.
Okay? And why a church like us would take the initiative to move forward and make this a part of our priority, the fabric of who we are as a church.
That's right.
And what that does for us. Because I'm going to make this statement. To know that I was on stage, and I don't know how that resonated with your campus today. I know it resonated here. Pastor Josh is not in the room from Southside. But to be able to say, hey, man, the worship leaders are standing on stage right now. We're feeding the homeless yesterday. These ain't songs, man. These are more than songs. This is a declaration of what we do during the week that gets presented on Sunday. So I'm going to stop talking. The theme is serving. Theological perspective, what that looks like in your own personal life. We've all participated, and what that does for our church.
That's great. I just want to read a scripture, and kid you not, man, I did not plan it, but throughout this week was just reading, and I landed on Luke chapter 22, verse 24 through 27. Listen to this, man. This is Jesus. It's the dispute talking about who's the greatest in the kingdom. And I'm reading this leading into LoveSA, and I'm like, Lord, I don't think I've ever read it this way. It says a dispute also arose among them as to which of them was to be regarded as the greatest. And he said to them, the kings of Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and those in authority over them are called benefactors. But Jesus speaking here, but not so with you. Rather, let the greatest among you become as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. For who is the greater, one who reclines at a table or one who serves? Is it not the one who reclines at a table? And then he says this, but I am among you as the one who serves. I'm like, so I'm leading into this week. We're getting ready for LoveSA, and who's the greatest?
That, but I haven't heard it like that.
Who's the greatest? The one who reclines at the table or the one who serves? And then he says, the one who reclines. But I'm among you as the one who's serving. And so for me,
who should be reclining.
Who should be reclining. And to me, it's just as we talk about this theological perspective of serving, Jesus comes and serves. And it cannot, you said it earlier, but it cannot be beyond us of what we're able to do. Even as pastors, the more you go up, the higher you go, it's very easy to just get a little more comfortable. And they got it, they'll do it. But I would say this, man, whether you are in the room or not, but I believe the leadership here starts with you and Pastor Ed. Since the moment I got here, I think one of the things that have been different about the DNA of CBC has been the service and the servitude from the leadership in this place. We do a family style dinner at the end of the year in November, and it's my first year. I'm like 3 months on staff. It's a Thanksgiving meal, and they're like, all right, we had our team meeting. All right, now everybody, we got this whole meal for everybody. And who do I see behind the table? It's you, First Lady Steph, and some other volunteers serving the staff. And I'm like, this is my 3 months in, and you're in at this time a suit serving, rolled up your sleeves, and you're serving the staff. So for me, it's a picture that you model, but man, it's for all of us, man. And Jesus said that.
Come on, that's a word.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Well,
brother.
come on, you gonna follow that up?
Man, no. Yes.
Recline or serve?
Recline or serve. That's so
And
good.
I'm serving. That's what Jesus said.
Just in what you're talking about LoveSA.
Yeah.
We had no clue. Obviously, no one had any idea what was going to happen. This past week with Kirk County, the flooding, and it just so happened that it all lined up with us being able to serve.
Yeah, speak to that.
Man, it's just strong, just powerful. because not only were our people able to rally, but we're able to rally behind a cause. And I know our church did, our people came together, did a lot for Kirk County. I just want to speak to one thing. When we went down, we had an opportunity to go down, Ed and I with a team, and first of all, even to get in,
couldn't get in.
We were trying to get down there to help, and we were delayed getting in because there's a checkpoint. So many people were trying to get down and to help at Kirk County that the first responders couldn't even get in. Because so many were coming. So they had to make a checkpoint that the only people that get by this are organizations that are deemed appropriate to come in and help, or if you live in the area. Everyone else, you gotta turn around. So this checkpoint is massive. Took us forever. Anyway, we get in there. We go to ground zero, and you mentioned this a little bit in the service, CBCers that are listening. Get to ground zero. Our teams are helping out with 2 homeowners. And just hearing the story, you got to sit with one of them. I got to sit with another guy, just hearing the noise, waking up, getting his feet, like going to the ground, like, what is this noise? Then legs go into 3-4 feet of water.
Yep, out of the bed.
And here's what's crazy. This guy, so he can't get out of his house because of the door, the pressure. The pressure of the water. So he's got to go out the window. When he goes out the window, he hears help. He can't see, all right, but then he makes his way over, and there's like a teenager. What was
on his front porch, the actual column on his front porch. He comes out through the window, and they're hanging on. People are hanging on to his front porch.
And this is about 3-4 in the morning, mind you.
3-4 in the morning,
pitch black.
He said it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Or 1
Can't see
o'clock,
anybody, and all he could hear is screams of people calling out for their family members that are being swept away in the flood.
And so he stays with that person for 4 hours, right there, and stays with them until obviously light came up. And so our team is there helping. And I'm talking to one couple, and if he's listening to this, manager at Chili's, manages the kitchen.
Tatum, my guy Tatum.
Yes, on his day off, he said, "I've been a believer for a year. My wife and I, we got baptized, and then when all this happened in LoveSA, we're like, we have to take our day off and do this." And man, when I that,
Tatum was the homeowner. You're talking about somebody different.
No, I'm talking about a CBC.
Oh yeah,
there's a CBC
that
was volunteering.
Oh,
he and his
Chili
wife.
manager.
Wow.
He manages the Chili's right here.
Wow.
Off
Oh,
of 1604, the kitchen, and he gets a day off, and he's like, on my day off. So when I think about serving, like our people are incredible, and I just want to share this passage. You shared that passage, and I think it's unique how you read something, how you never read it before. Very similar in this passage I'm sure you guys are familiar with. Philippians 2:6-7 says, "In humility, consider others better than yourselves. Your attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus." And then he describes Jesus as this, who being in the very nature God, did not consider equality with God something, here's the change, something to be used to his own advantage.
Wow.
Okay? Jesus had every right to use the fact that I'm God's son, I'm the Messiah, to use it to his advantage.
And what did he do?
But he doesn't, but made himself nothing, taking the very nature of the servant.
Yeah.
And so when we think about what he did with a towel, I mean, there's the symbol of the cross, but the second most important symbol, I think, is the towel.
Ooh, that's a word.
Because that's what he did. He came to give himself up, die, but then pick up a towel and serve. And so when I think about our people here at CBC and those that are listening to this, man, it's like what you said today. You could have the best communicator in the world and have incredible outlines like you talked about. But at the end of the day, what are they going to remember about? What are they going to remember about you? They're going to remember the example that you set.
That's right.
It's sometimes it's what you said. Sometimes your life is the only Bible that someone may ever read.
That's right.
And so when times like this happens, may it be said that the people of God were the ones that stepped up and to serve.
Yeah.
With that title mentality and towel mentality.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Are two different.
Towel mentality.
And one of our core values, by the way, to everybody that's listening as a church is honor, humility, hustle, hospitality,
Yeah.
and high capacity. And when it comes to just honor, it's not a title, it's a testimony. But when it comes to hospitality, hospitality is very inextricably connected to servitude.
Period.
Hospitality in the early church. Now, when we say hospitality, we're not talking about like refilling beverages.
Right.
We're not talking about an amazing server that comes around and refills drinks or brings an appetizer. Hospitality is, by definition, Acts chapter 2, you're in need, I have, you don't, I respond. Servitude is based on the fact of what we even talked about today, is that compassion is connected to conviction, and that conviction leads to a place of I now meet the need in the gap. It's what we talked about in an illustration I shared about a young man that was carrying a backpack for a kid that had an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
When the teacher said, you got to be tired, he goes, he can't, I can, why not? I mean, it's that simple.
Simple.
He can't, I can, why not? And Jesus, with all authority, which is I can, you can, you choose not, because you think you're greater, because you rather recline at the table
Yeah. That's right.
than serve at the table.
That's
and
right.
Jesus flips the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, he says the Gentiles
Yep.
who serve in leadership,
Yep.
Lord
it over.
They put titles on you.
Yeah.
And Jesus goes, no, if you want to be great, be least.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about mentality of the towel, and I love how you said that, the mark of a believer should be a towel mentality. But what's crazy, and I've always used this illustration that I heard from somebody else probably 20 years ago. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a pastor was telling me this. He said there's a lot of people that have bib mentality versus apron mentality. And he said the bib and the apron are made of the same thing. They have the same purpose. A bib does the same thing an apron does.
Right.
It keeps stuff off your clothes. He said, but Ed, what's the difference? And I got to look into a camera and say this. He goes, what's the difference? And I said, where it's at. A towel around my neck, a bib, do something for me.
Right.
A towel around my waist, let me do something for you. That's Jesus.
That's good.
You know, what you said, all authority, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped, Philippians 2, made himself nothing, became a servant, obedient unto death, even death on the cross. This is, by definition, what we've been called to. And I've always said it this way, we're never more like Jesus until we serve.
That's right.
I love that. And for me, I think one of the greatest parts is, as a church, this is what we want to model. And it's not that we're doing this to gain, something from people, but it is something when people see it.
Yeah, say that quote.
When we're going into, my father in the gospel used to always say this, and he talked about when people see, your giving or your serving. And so he used to say, we do not serve to be seen, but sometimes it's good to be seen serving. And
That's a
it's
great word.
so true. I'm not doing this to be seen, but at the same time, Matthew 5, Jesus says, let your light so shine so that men may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. There needs to be something on display, and we're not doing it for people, but at the same time, man, there's something about when we, as the followers of Jesus, flip the script. It's God's economy. Flip the script and say, I could sit back. I could take that day off. I've been working all week.
Right.
And that's the tricky part. You have every right to. You got every right to sit back. But what are you going to do with that right? What are you going to do with that freedom? And Jesus says we serve with it. So for me, man, it's been incredible. This past week, because it's been all eyes on Texas, all eyes on the Hill Country. And this is our home. We're here. But to see everybody that's been connected show up, even when we're there, you got dudes who I just came with a chainsaw.
Yep.
I'm just looking for something. But there's something about tragedy that forces people to say, man, I need to do something with my freedom and my right. And man, it's been beautiful to see that. And for us, I'll just say this, man, just a couple of stats.
Yes.
Just for CBC,
Yeah.
giving over $185,000 to Kirk County. And this is all it's
Within a
happened.
week.
I was gonna say happened last Friday, Saturday.
Right.
Within a week, 2,100 backpacks going to Kirk County and San Antonio. 12,000 plus hours served. So what do I do with we got 12,000 plus hours amongst our people. What do they do with it? They use it to serve. We got 15 tons of clothing, 5,000 plus Operation Christmas child boxes, 300,000 pounds of food, 300,000 pounds of food distributed during LoveSA.
Yeah.
I love over 6,000, and we are still figuring out this number. Over 6,000 people mobilized through LoveSA, and for me, and then $40,000 gift cards to Kirk County. Over 6,000 people, and that number is still rising because we cannot figure out who signed up versus who just showed up. Signed up full, and that's a certain amount of number. But I would just take it for. I'll be honest with you. Me and my men's group go to look on the site to serve. It's all full. We can't sign up. We show up. And I mean, we had 30 plus people with us. So there's countless stories of like that, though, that just showed up. And so for me to be a part of a church, not just, Kirk County and the crisis that took place, but just this week was special, man. And you've been saying this. I think it unlocked something.
It did.
Yeah.
Pandora's box in our people's heart, our minds. And although, we can talk about the tragedy aspect of it, I believe in God's sovereign will. Man, there's going to be something that's beautiful that comes from this. In the light of our people are awakened to, man, it's not just an initiative. It's
Right.
not just something. It's not just a project. No, this is life-changing.
Yeah, I think it's important for people that are listening to this and that come to CBC or even that don't go to CBC. We don't say these numbers right here as, pat on the back
Right.
to the organization CBC.
No, it's the people.
It's the people,
It's
Pastor Ed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's this. The reason we put that out there is we want to know you. This is what you had a part in. This is together. We're better together.
That's right.
And I read that serving isn't beneath greatness in the kingdom. Serving is greatness in the kingdom.
That's great.
Yeah.
And when I think about, man, I love stories, Ed. You know that.
Yep.
Man, praying with a guy today, CBC, praying with one of our CBCers named Brandon. Okay. Brandon's on the front lines of this thing. Part of his responsibility is to go out with the dogs and
Cadaver dogs.
the cadaver dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, and so they hit on a certain spot. His company then takes the tree, has to then take the trees and all of that. He was weeping today with me, because he's been part of it where his group had discovered 29
Oh.
people.
Yeah.
29 and man, he's emotional and here's what I told him. And you in those moments praying, Spirit of the living, please,
Yeah.
what do we say
Wisdom.
to a Brandon? And I said, Brandon, if that was my child, thank you.
Yeah. Closure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So please keep your head up.
Yeah.
I pray for grace and peace over your mind as you sleep. But we need you
Yeah, man.
to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And he hasn't taken a day off. He came here for church.
Oh, wow.
He wanted to be here, just to rest, and then is heading back out tomorrow. But that's what doesn't make a stage.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. And I think what we discovered in all of this, and I know there's leaders and pastors that are watching this because I've had a few along the way just say, hey, man, thank you, because this is a place they learn a lot. You said something personally to me. You said, I think we got to know how to be mobilized before the opportunity presents itself. And I'm gonna share a story that a pastor shared with me. He said, Ed, I grew up in the hood. And he goes, and every Christmas, Thanksgiving, he goes, we called them the turkey tossers. Turkey tossers. He said, all of a sudden, people would just kind of come right into our neighborhood, Christmas, toss out some turkeys, and leave.
yeah,
So they could feel good about tossing out turkeys. And he said, and we got kids in the playground in the hood holding turkeys that they don't know what to do with. So they, I guess they take it back to their parents, but he said, man, some people just serve because it makes them feel better.
Yeah.
right.
That you get to have a conscious of the fact of like, wow, I was a blessing to somebody. And Jesus is like, in all of Scripture, if your heart is in the wrong place, then the reward of this has been nullified, because it's kind of what he says. If you live for the applause of people, then you'll get that reward here. Yeah, you'll hear the sound of that applause, but it goes back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago. I want to live for that well done.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's interesting that the only title that actually echoes in heaven is the word servant.
Yeah.
Well done, thy good and faithful servant.
That's good.
Not evangelist, not pastor, not apostle,
Not husband, wife.
nothing.
Nope.
Servant. So if heaven celebrates the word servant, then I want every bit of my aim on this earth to be what heaven continues on to celebrate, which is servant. But when we have a culture of servitude, what that means is we got to help people see the opportunities for them to maximize their spiritual giftings to serve.
Yeah.
Most people don't know their giftings and how to connect that with a place of service.
Yes.
Because typically they look at other people and go, man, okay, I'm going to do what they do. Well, what if God's gifted you and wired you in a very different way to serve with the resources you've been given? Now, there's a lot of manual labor things that we could do to, along the way that can make a situation better. But I'm talking about the long term. I'm talking about how do we stay in a state of a mindset of serving, not when it's Christmas, not when it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And this is what we've put into our church.
Yeah.
We've set up a once a month serve opportunity because we don't want to just be turkey tossers.
Yeah.
That just show up at the holidays so we can feel better about ourselves. And I'm not trying to be critical of anybody because I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy like, hey man, it's Thanksgiving. I got to find a homeless shelter to go serve. And we did earlier as a family. And I'm like, but what does it look like to do this on the regular? What does it look like to do this on the steady? And our church has set up some of these mechanisms. I'd love for you guys to talk about equip, how that connects the people to groups, how that connects people into discovering gifts, and how people serve in that space. Because that's really the secret sauce of CBC right now.
It is, and I think it's important, for people to understand, because they're going to constantly hear you and I talk about equip. You're going to hear Pastor Ed talk about equip, all our campuses. And it's not just membership. It's our onboarding process for people to discover their gifts.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many people have went through equip. And by the way, this weekend, 788, by the way.
At this campus?
788.
Yeah.
People are talking about something being unlocked.
Yep.
People are like, okay, I'm ready. Put me in.
And can I just interject something? Because this is what happened. I'm going to look into a camera. And the reason why that happened is because when the tragedy of Kirk County happened,
that's right.
Our church was like, we want to do something. And all of a sudden they couldn't go because of these checkpoints and you had to be certified. And then we started on social media like, hey, man, we're there. Samaritan's Purse makes a statement. First church to respond outside of Kirk County, Community Bible Church. We're there.
Yeah.
Day one, we're there serving. And people were like, how? And we're like, man, equip. They came through the giftings, got trained, jumped in. It's the reason why I saw dudes working, and actually females as well, using a chainsaw in the parking lot on a log. On a Saturday, I roll up here, and they're hacking a log with a chainsaw 6 months ago. And I'm like, what are they doing? Getting trained, certified to be disaster relief.
For our CBC response team.
For our CBC response team.
Yeah.
And then when Kirk County happened, boom, deployed.
Ready to go.
And what that did, and I'm going to say this in a good way, created FOMO. People were like, I want to do that. We're like, yo, you had to sign up and go through equip and get trained for this. And we've been doing that. And I think that's what you said, awakened.
There is.
And now people are going, I'm not going to miss that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay ready.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's great because that's part of it.
Yep.
And just like I talked to a young lady today, said, I can't wait to get in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yep.
Because when people come through, discover their gifts, and their gifts could range, but then there's different areas for them to jump in and serve. And it's us doing this together.
Yep.
That's why when another tragedy, whatever happens, it's that bat signal, CBC.
Yep.
Not because of the organization.
That's right.
It's what's
people.
behind CBC.
Yep.
It's the people of God saying we want to be the bat signal to whoever calls on us, whether that's North Carolina, whether that's Oklahoma, whether that's Kirk County.
Yep.
Some people don't understand, and you spoke about this a couple weeks ago. I can't remember when, but it's also their devaluing of their gifts. Of, well, I just do this. They don't see their gifting and how God has naturally wired them with connection of, no, you can actually serve and help. Not just the church, but just help the community. And one of the things we have at on the north side, this woman came up and just like, hey, I I don't really know how this fits. You guys are talking about this whole equip thing. I just know I love to host people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, keep going, but I
Yeah,
can't wait to
yeah,
tell you
yeah, you wait
that
for
you're
her.
gifted. This is the gift of hospitality. So, but she's like, I just love to host people. And Wednesday nights, I heard you guys talking about students. Can I open up my home to student ministry? Can they do something? And I'm like, yes. Number one, yes. We can absolutely utilize your home for something. But in addition to that, I need you to know something. It's just not this natural knack for hosting people. No, you have the gift of hospitality.
That's right.
Where you naturally look at a situation. Now, all of us should serve, but you actually look at a situation and say, man, how can I make this better? How can I make sure this experience is good? How can I make sure that people are comfortable? And our students and our students' leadership, they need that. They need a place to be able to do that. And so it was just incredible. But that is, and the first thing I told her was, you need to go through Equip. Go through Equip, background check, get certified, make sure everything is good. But you hosting a group of teenagers every single week is going to be a blessing to them. And it's a place that they've been looking for. And you have no idea. It's not just, I just love to open up my home. No, you actually, God has wired something in you, but we devalue the things that are not on the stage. And people are overlooking admin gifts, gifts of giving. I mean, all sorts of things. I believe there's people in our audience that have the gift of giving and don't even realize it. They just are, I just naturally love to give. But if we didn't have Equip and a place to say, here's what we're marching towards, they wouldn't understand, oh, wait a second. This isn't just like no, this is actually how God has wired me. And man, that's why I'm so excited about Equip. And we had record numbers. Now listen, we at campus, so I'm not gonna follow the 758 or the 788.
No, it's 788.
788. But I'm telling you, the 788 for y'all is a jam-packed 55 people in our room.
But
I'm telling you,
but
and
that
that's-
gives hope to somebody that's watching
for
this
sure.
going, I can't relate with this.
Yeah.
But you're telling me if you create,
Yep.
I'm gonna say this to a leader, if you create a pathway of
That's right.
discovery
That's good. That's
and
good.
help them understand their gifts and open up those gifts and how those gifts actually impact the church, then what you've done is create a pathway. And this is the practical.
Yes.
How as we bring this episode to a close, how do you make this practical for somebody that's listening going, okay, I want to serve.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. Where do I go? What do I do? Where? When?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I love that. If you're a CBCer, natural step is Equip. We put everybody through Equip. And for us, man, on the north side, I'll tell you, that's like for us, 55, 60 people is standing room only in the space we got.
Yeah.
It's been incredible to see week after week these people in that space. And that's just, I mean, that gives you different context for different sizes. We got different leaders watching different sizes. But for us at CBC, it's Equip. Once you go through Equip, there's actually, and I just did this with somebody in the lobby today. You go to our website if you're a CBCer, you hit ministries, you hit global, and there's global partners.
Yep.
And if you this young lady, her name is Kristen, said, hey, I can't wait for August 9th, but I got like a whole lot of free time. I want to serve almost like daily on the regular. How can I do that? Went to ministries, global partners. There is a list, a manifesto of partners that, I mean, from A to Z, where she could reach out directly and say, so I said, hey, what's your passion? She said, man, Matthew 25, I've been crazy about the least of these.
Yep.
You visited me when I was in prison. I said, hey, worthy people.
Worthy people.
You need to be connected to worthy people, and they will get you on an ongoing basis, get you trained, equipped, background check, all that. But then you can get in the process of serving.
Yeah.
And so it's ways like that for us at CBC. It's global and our global partners, where it's not just every second Saturday. I mean, that's baked in our DNA. But if you got margin and time for more, you could do that as well.
Great.
And I would say practically, it's keep pursuing. You know, by when you come to Equip and you see what's there, there's going to be some options. Jump into one of them. You know, something's going to stick out to you, and a lot of our campuses, you'll hear our people that are leading Equip talking about the most pressing areas.
Yep.
You know, so if you're like, hey, I don't know where to jump in, listen to what those guys are saying, those ladies are saying, and jump into those pressing areas of whatever it may be. I.e., here, it's parking lot.
Lot is huge.
You know, group leaders.
Group
you know,
leaders.
but jump in because serving isn't about applause. It's just about obedience. So let's be obedient to what God's called us to do. And I'll tell you, this whole thing. And I know you're going to wrap this up, Ed. It's been convicting.
Yeah.
You know, our people, You know, like a lot of times they look at us, you know, and we're the leaders, and I get that we're held to a higher standard, but I'm motivated.
Yeah.
Like I'm encouraged. I'm being led. You know, I'm being convicted by our
100%.
people. You know, it's amazing.
Well, I think as we talk about just a theological perspective of serving, what that looks like practically, all I can think about is when you have the nature of serving, it's something that the Holy Spirit of God reveals.
Yeah.
And you said convicted. And you don't have to be like a part of a church to serve. I would encourage you to be a part of a church to serve. I think that's a component of serving in togetherness. But I do think it's the mindset of a servant, which is Christ said that take on this mind in Philippians chapter 2. Let this mind of Christ be in you.
Yeah.
And the mind of Christ in us is as we go, we make things better.
Yeah.
So when you see a need, you respond to the need. And by definition, that's being a servant.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's truest sense is giving a cup of cold water in Jesus' name. That's what he says. If you did this on behalf of me. So let's not overcomplicate it. For many of you, I think we could get paralysis by analysis of like, man, I can't. No, just if you see a need, can you meet the need with what you got?
Yes.
I got this sign in my bedroom right now. It says, do what you can with what you got where you're at. Do what you can with what you got where you're at. And when that compassion meets that conviction, then it becomes a catalyst for you to be the person that Christ has called you to be. I want to leave our audience today with this as we talk about the well-known. Are you well seen? Are you well liked? Well shared? Well celebrated? Well dressed? Well followed? Well off? Well said? Well connected? Well paid? Or well done? It's the only thing that'll last in heaven is the well done. So be a servant. Jesus did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life a ransom for many. And once more, you may be the only Bible that somebody ever reads, the only Jesus somebody ever meets. And may they know Jesus by the way that we love each other and the way that we serve each other. And as always, stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to our trending podcast, soon to have a name change, by the way.
It's coming.
And to have more frequencies of these posts, I would encourage you, stay tuned, follow along the way. And if you are a pastor and a leader and you're going, I need more information about Equip, down in the comments section, or even give us a direct message, would you email us? Because we'll send you the playbook. We got it. We want to be a church that resources other churches. And as always, know this, that God sees you. No church is too small. I sometimes have to say this out loud. Somebody will go, hey, that church y'all go to is a big church. No, every church is a big church when Jesus is in it. And so as always, till we meet again, I want to say thank you, Pastor Q, Pastor Hutch. Till we meet again, much love.